Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good day, good afternoon, wherever you are. Albert Einstein once said, doing the same thing, expecting different results, are the definition of insanity. Today, we will continue. Also, we've been stopped because it's high time we stop doing the same thing, expecting different results in Africa and especially West Africa. The reasons them for everything we're wrong with we a day, but we know they look for them. We know they look for them because we believe, say, we for blame people them, we for always look outside for solutions. We get a kind of social perception where we need for change. And today, I go use more of Creole than English because what in the talk today, I want to go to everybody, whether you go school or not. May not mix panda, then they are illiterate, they are educated. I believe, say, every human being, as long as the person capable for think, as long as the person not get what you call mental disease, I believe, say, every human being capable for understand in a Mami language what you need for understand. And for we in Sierra Leone, Creole, now one of the Mami language that what in the Wetmango called patois. Today, I want to deal with three things. Go being small and they tell we say John Trust don't die. That been get plenty meaning. And they like today, some of we they understand say, yes, really John Trust die. And one of the reasons that we make we country is stuck in the woods. We've been killed John Trust. And we've been killed a long time ago. The other thing we are going to talk about today is what you would call politics. This John Trust will die. How they affect the politics we get in our country. We don't kill them. That you then call trust. We don't kill them long ago. So a lot of things not they work for we now because we not get that togetherness we need. Any society, within they bring the society together, within they take them apart, that single word we then call trust. All the rich people in the world, if you ask them what in the money, what then they work with, then go tell you say, not trust. societies, people, communities, all they did together when they get trust in each other. We get a country what they call Sierra Leone. But inside this small country, we get about 18 languages. I don't want to use the word tribes. I don't believe say we all get tribes in Sierra Leone. Honestly, I don't believe so we get tribes in Sierra Leone. Out of the small research where I don't spend time for do, I can always say, me not a historian, but necessity make I take up for do historical research them. Out of the small research what I don't do, I believe say we not get tribes in Sierra Leone. We get languages. Why? If you look at Sierra Leone, you go north, you go south, you go east, you go west. Now the same culture we get. Now the same culture. We not get different cultures, Demo. Maybe we get different traditions. That is, we get different ways them where they do certain things, but they all look fiber. But when you look at the food, the dance, the music, the dress, the way they build houses, the tools they use, they're the same. This is what defines culture. The languages that we get, not to cultures. Maybe that man, because they sing in their own language, the other they sing in their own language, you go feel say them different. They're not different. You look at Sierra Leone. You got the same surnames, you got the same secret societies and everything throughout the country. But why we not able to build trust? Are the language them responsible or no other reason? Now this we not ever able to sit down for find out. And one of the reasons this we make all them with a pan fet we self, with a pan do all the things them with they hold we back. We not need for the do them things here. No need for the do them. We not need for the do them. We not need for the do them, honestly. We not need for do all them things though they do so where they hold we back. The simple thing where we lack. And when are the responsibility of we, I include myself, the we say we are the kids. Now for make we able build trust in the society. For make we able make people understand, say, we all get rights, we all get responsibilities, we all get roles for performing in the society. The reason they will make we lack trust, them boku, them plenty. If we say now that no more the outline, we go write one whole book. But all come out from a common thing. We get the attitude for look low on other people. We want other people for respect. That's the attitude we'll get. When we're not able to build trust. We always feel so superior to other people and for bow down to we. 1, 2, this slavery, we come up from the same thing about superiority, this slavery. Where people then be engaged by. Take other people them, make them slave. And even up till now, while they talk, that's they now with society. They passively, but they officially. And this is a fact most of we don't know officially. Now 1928, they abolished domestic slavery in Sierra Leone. Can you imagine that? From 1928 to now almost years. So the culture is still there with we. And the culture of using people like slaves. Now I make from the Tewoge independence to now. We not ever sit down for look at how we go create an economy where everybody go able to live well. All Tewoge excuse now the price na England, now the price na heaven. The price of goods and services matter when the people they earn real incomes. Yes, I want any economist to go challenge me on that. This country where they are the most expensive country in the world. Norway. But you hardly will notice it because you have the money to buy what you want to buy. Don't you say that they pay people them million. No. Not to that. Then structure the economy such that they make sure say the least man will not even get job. He gets an income where they allow him for buy the basic things them we need. And they have a law in this country. Your rent, your food, your electricity, then 3 things then for short of them. For short. Why? Because they want everybody for able to buy. One thing you need to understand is when a society they together, the more we allow the wealth for go around, the more everybody able to buy. Now the more wealth they create, because wealth is created out of consumption. But what thing go bring that wealth creation? First and foremost, we get for build trust. Trust, T-R-U-S-T. Because without trust, we are not able to maintain that economy where they allow wealth for circulate, let people then consume goods and services. We go lead to high demand, high supply, high production. The role of trust, it begins with the governance system. Because the government of any country, now for set examples. You go get all the laws in the country. You go get all the beautiful regulation. You go get all the equipped military and police. But if that ethical standards or those ethical standards are not kept by those in public eye, trust they break in the society. And this is exactly what we have in Sierra Leone. This is what we have in Africa. People get into politics not to go and be the examples of society, but for be the destroyers of the ethics and the morals in the society. That they destroy trust. And where there is no trust, there is no collective thinking. Where there is no collective thinking, there is no progress. Progress, not a magical something where they come out. You lay down this now a week of glory. You know, Allah in Jesus' name. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't. There has to be the spirit of collectivity. There has to be the spirit of mutual respect. Young people are picking, respect them. Woman, respect them. Leader, respect them. You leader, you for respect the one the way they lead. That is what builds trust in society. And above all, if they put 5 cents in a year and say this money, now for we all, not take them, go use them for yourself. You dey undermine trust. If they say you salary now this, no use beyond that because now you dey control the money. Because you're an accountant, because you're a bank governor, because you're a head of state, you're a minister, you for user you like. No. You dey destroy trust. And whosoever trust not they, nothing not they work there. As a matter of fact, you will forbid the example. If you they do the wrong things, the people will do the wrong things. Because they go say, Ebo, now they understand they doing, they live well. Me what they suffer for can begin make holier than Pope. The minute you are sent to any office, the minute you come into public eye, you have to think twice about what you they do. And another thing, we make they destroy trust in Sierra Leone. We get the wrong perceptions and beliefs about wealth. We feel wealth is all about how much cash you can show, how much properties you can show, how much affluence you can show. No, it's not. Wealth is not an individual thing. Wealth is a collective thing. No one man can get wealthy. It's not possible. A magic day not there. Yeah, they go make juju, they go kill person, I go get wealth. No, you know they work. You know they work. Anybody will tell you that he lie by you. Yeah, I go get mommy water, I go get a shower, get wealth. You know they work. Wealth is a collective product. What did they make people then be richer than others? Now because of the ideas. He who has the idea has a right to enjoy the benefit of it. Not like we wealth them when at Tifo. Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Elon Musk. These people did not grow up in wealthy homes. They got ideas that they developed. But in the process of developing the idea, they may get for collect other people and let them work. They may get for collect other people them money. What do they call? Using other people's money. And today, some of them are that's in they operate on. You go here saying like what billions. But there are projects we get for undertake. We need for go take loan. They get the loan automatic because he is trustworthy. Trustworthy. Whichever bank they go, whichever stock exchange they put in bonds and shares for make people them buy, then trust them. Trust is the currency. Then trust them. When you have an idea and people then see say this idea can bring money, if they get the capital, then go invest. But they will not invest in that idea if they don't trust you. If they feel say, this man, this idea will put this money, he go misuse them, he go run away, he go this, he go that, they're not a give you. So your idea not a grow. But when you have trust and you have an idea, people will invest in that idea because they know they are going to make profits. You will get your idea, you said they make profit. And if you continue for build on the idea, in the rich side where they turn a billionaire. Mark Zuckerberg is an example. Facebook, 4 of them started. Then go University of California, Berkeley. Then look, and they chat to themselves in the evening. The other hand, and then she don't say, hello, learn this book. Mark, look this thing. He said, this is an idea that I can use to get people online and make money. He started pursuing it. He grew stage by stage, stage by stage. People then buy into the idea. Now we all use Facebook. Mark, the profit from the idea. We have the profit from the idea. Because when they talk so, people and they share them on Facebook. This is how wealth is created. Not to kapu, not to pull gun fets. Look at us in Africa. We have all the resources. We get a very young population. We get a nice climate. But all tell the pamphlet. Why? Because we not get trust in each other. We not try for build trust in each other. Why that? Because we get a wrong idea about wealth. We feel say wealth is only for the strongest. No, it is not. Some of the richest people on earth, they not get rank. They get sense. They get organized mind. Then build trust. Then build integrity. They allow people them for believing them. They don't make people afraid them. Then believe in them. Then trust them. Then near them. Then invest on them. Even that one way they employ, where they can work for you for your idea. When you pay them well, instead of able to live well, they invest in time for you. Otherwise, he can as well go in your own way, he go find something to do for himself, let him make money. But if you see somebody come, he say, I believe in your idea. Let we work on this idea. Or somebody come, you say, okay, I employ you. I go to pay you this for month. What did they make it work that work there? What are you money? Oh? Because that's the idea we have in Sierra Leone. I mean, they pay you. They pay them for in time. Because if we not been get for you that time, it him capable for go do other things, or go get money. When nobody know the employer. That's another side of trust that we don't build. This with superiority syndrome we get. Feeling that we are better than people. We insult people their integrity. And in the process, we destroy trust. We have to stop it. You have to stop it. Sierra Leone has the potential to be the richest country in Africa. And I always tell you this. One day, soon, I will come with all the evidences. As a geographer, I'm privy to the resource potentials of Sierra Leone. That's one reason why, after I graduated in 1979, I decided to stay and serve my country. I had opportunities to go out, go to America and those places. One of my uncles came here, I said, oh, let's go. I said, no, they go. I told him. I believed in my country. I still believe in my country. But unfortunately, it's hard to say, but I have to say it. I don't believe in the intellectual class of that country. We have to change. We have a lot to change. We have to build trust. Because it's the lack of trust which we inherited. We inherited lack of trust because of participation of certain people in slave trade. That lack of trust, it don't become a culture in our society. So now all man they pan kapu kapu, dog eat dog. Una the kapu kapu, dog eat dog pan pittance. The real wealth of the country, they go away. If we stand together, if we build trust, if we change with political thoughts and perceptions in Sierra Leone, if we begin practice the politics of collective emancipation without limiting it to ethnicity, to region, or to club or fraternity, we will create a society that is capable of producing so many billionaires that you will wonder. So many billionaires, Sierra Leone can produce them. Yes, I can prove that. But we are thick in the head, very thick. We have an aura of ego and self-seeking. I don't know how to say it. Which is limiting us. It's limiting us. It's limiting us. Now, we are going on the brink of a divide. Yes, we can have 2 parliaments in a country. Norway has 2 parliaments. But those 2 parliaments didn't operate or don't operate on a divide mentality. They operate on the fact that we have to be democratic to give everybody their right. In the North, there is a minority group that is called the Samisk. They have their culture and everything different from the basic Norwegian culture. In the past, they were forced to become Norwegians. After some time, they say, no, but let's give these people their rights. Now the Samish, they have their parliament, they have their educational system, etc. But all of it operates within the policy framework that is developed in Norway. They are all under the king of Norway. Norway has a king. Most European countries have kings and queens. But these kings are not bullies. As a matter of fact, they are very passive. They are ceremonial leaders. In Sierra Leone, when somebody becomes a leader, he becomes a national bully. He is the God that everyone should worship. And even if people worship them, they go back and do what is not to the pleasure of the people. So you destroy trust. It is what we have been through since 1961. And the funny thing is, let us look at Sierra Leone. Let us compare Sierra Leone to Guinea, to Liberia, to Ivory Coast, to Cote d'Ivoire. From 1961 to now, let us look at the number of heads of states that we have changed. Compared to those countries, you see that we've got so many heads of state and so many things have gone wrong because we keep changing heads of state. Why? Because we lack trust. We don't trust each other. Rather than we help each other, we try to bring down each other. When we're in public offices, we don't act with ethics for us to maintain the trust of those we lead. So we create the circumstances for them to feel uneasy. This is the reason why we've had so many leaders. If we can count all the leaders we've had from 1961 to now, I am sure we are up to 20, if not more than 20 heads of state. The Ivory Coast had independence in 1958, was it? Yeah. Since then to now, they've not had up to 7 leaders. Guinea had independence in 1958. From 1958 to now, they had Ahmed Sékou Touré, they had Lansana Conte, they had Addis Camara, they had Alpha Conde, and now Mamadi Doumbouya, 5. Up to 1984, when Ahmed Sékou Touré died. Guinea, you could describe as a big village. So they go to Guinea, 1984 to now. They've gone miles ahead of us. Because one of the things that Ahmed Sékou Touré did for Guinea was he built trust in the society. The second thing he did was he ensured all the people had some skills. They developed their talents. He spent resources on building talents. That's why today you have unique culture, unique music coming from Guinea. We have spent our time copying British and American. We want to be those people. And where have we ended? Where have we ended? We have a lot to do in Sierra Leone. We have a lot to do. But it's a very simple task if we are ready to do it. It's simple because we have so much in common that it will be very easy for us to build trust. When a Kamara, born in Pujol, speaking Mendi, which he is not, knows that the Kamara, born in Cambia, speaking Susu, which he is not, and the Kamara, born in Bombali, speaking Timni, or the Kamara, born in Tonkolili, speaking Timni, which both are not, understand that they are descendants of some group of people who many hundreds of years ago came from other parts of West Africa to settle in Sierra Leone. And because of intermarriages, that's the reason why and how these languages we speak today that we call tribe were developed, then I believe we'll begin to build trust. And when we build trust, we will use that trust in politics. Like in Norway. In Norway, they have 20 parties, political parties. There are about 8 or 10 that will always have seats in the parliament. But because they want to maintain trust in the society, it's a national law. In fact, it's not only in Norway, in all Scandinavia. It's a national law and convention that no single political party rules the country. The party with the greatest majority of seats will have the head of state. But that party has to be in coalition with other parties. That is to maintain trust. Politics is not about winners take all, now we get power, now we get power. No. It's about being at the helm to ensure the creation and distribution of the wealth of the nation. If we cannot do that, let's stop being practicing politics. Because as far as I know, Sierra Leone has never created wealth since independence. We have been consuming whatever should have created wealth. That's what we are good at, consuming. Are we in a power? All man for buy SUV, all man for build 30 tonneaus. And after you've built all those houses, tell me, what's the value you get from them? The satisfaction? Because you don't get value from them. There are people who have houses now. Those houses are standing empty because the economy is not functioning. So people cannot afford to rent those houses. People cannot afford to use those houses. Are we thinking? It's time to begin to think. The lack of trust, our inability to build that collective mindset, that collective drive, that collective participation is why poverty is with us. Let us stop telling lies. Nobody undermines nobody except ourselves. We undermine ourselves. We are doing all the wrong things, then we blame. And the worst thing is, we don't sit down to ask, how can we improve on what we have? Instead, when they want to guide us, I don't take away your mouth in your politics. Just stop begging from them. If you don't want them to put their mouth in your politics, stop begging from them. Because he who pays the piper calls the tune. And another thing that we need to know, the only solution we have is to build trust for everybody who is Sierra Leonean to participate in the development of Sierra Leone, irrespective of what contribution that person makes. Drive Europeans, go to Russia. They will come as new colonialists. They'll give you plenty of arms and ammunition and nothing else. Because if you've ever been to Russia, you would understand that all the businesses and companies operating in Russia, with the exception of maybe the oil industry, these are European businesses. McDonald's, Coca-Cola, IKEA, These are European businesses, so the Russians don't come with new businesses. Go to China. Yes, China, the government is now rich. But look at the businesses there. Find out how much of them have Western capital and Western expertise involved. Let us stop fooling ourselves, please. Let us build trust in our society. We cannot be running here and there all the time, hoping against hopelessness. Let us do the needful. Let us build trust in our societies. Do what will make people trust you. Because that's the only way you can get everybody to participate. And when everybody participates, that's how they make that sukublai. That's how they plant that lemongrass. That's how they plant that patmenji. If you know, say, when a planter able to sell, and you not get for cost and plenty transport, because that house see them up here under the control price, they consider say, let not make the price too much. It could grow more. Then they say, the young people, they ain't, even if we're gonna farm, if you are best, yes, then go gonna farm. One, you don't give them the resources for gonna farm. Two, you don't build the trust for make them believe, say, when they gonna farm, them plant, then go sell. You don't build the infrastructure for keep them goods them in storage. Are we thinking in Sierra Leone? Can we stop insulting each other? Can we stop this barbarism? The world is watching us and they are laughing at us. The people you think you can go to, when they come, they will just use and misuse you, just like the Europeans or Americans or British. Nobody can make anybody. It's you who is responsible for making yourself. And the first thing you have to begin with, build trust and integrity. Then people will come in and assist you. And when they assist you, whatever is given for a purpose, use it for that purpose. Because one thing will make we stuck in the wood. People think public office is about going to eat aid money. Well, very soon it's going to wither that money. I want to know now. When I go face Russia, and they can't then take the resources, then go. Ask Guinea. There has been a Russian company in Guinea since Sekou Touré was in power, mining bauxite at Bokeh. How much Guinea don't profit from that? That's me asked. How much? There was a time I was in Guinea, I was living very close to the railway line of that mine. They used to call them Esbuka. Now I think they have a different name. Those people will have a 3-mile long train coming to Conakry Port every day. The train had 3 diesel electric engines. Each carriage was about 40 tons of bauxite being taken from Guinea. How much has Guinea gained since the days of Sekou Touré to now? If we had given our children the education to smelt the bauxite into aluminium, we would have gained more. Sierra Leone has iron ore. How much are we profiting from it? Our forests have been depleted. How much are we profiting from it? Have we created the educational system for people to have technical and vocational skills that will be of industry grade? Or do we think vocational education is about cookery and hammer and nail? We have to get serious. And the seriousness begins with building trust. Those of you in government, build trust. Behave yourselves. Behave yourselves for people to trust you. You are not gods. You are humans. If you're there, look at it as a privilege. It's not a right. Understand it's a privilege. And the privilege has been bestowed upon you by society. Respect society. Build trust with society. Let everybody want to go near you. Then you see an explosion of talent coming out from the people. Even with your children at home, if you allow them to come close to you, feeling free with you, talking to you, you build that camaraderie such that you begin to see the talent in your children. But when everything is about dog and cat, then one, you traumatize the child. They begin to lose self-esteem and confidence. And if they grow up with that, they will never succeed in anything they are doing. Building trust, it begins in the home, It's also in the community. It's not about tribe. It's not about region. Everybody has a right to a language. Everybody has a right to an identity. But that should not supersede, and it should not be superior to the general interest. When that happens, trust is destroyed. And if we keep destroying trust, we'll never get there. The lack of trust and the continued use of impunity is the reason why we are not able to develop. Can we move away from that from now on? Please. Please. If there is trust in the society, there is a lot some of us can offer. Development is not about how much money somebody brings. When this is not correct, give that man 1 billion, tomorrow he's a poor man again. Development is about collective trust, collective integrity, and collective manifestation of talents to be able to use the resources of a place. And the resources of a place don't necessarily have to be minerals. There are countries on earth without minerals, but they have developed. South Korea is one, Singapore is two, Finland next door to me is three. These societies have developed because they built a strong social foundation built on trust. Can we begin to do that in Sierra Leone? We can if we are ready. I thank you for listening to me. Have a nice weekend.